There's some wild stuff happening out here today. Like all U.S. flights being grounded. All of them. Every single one of them. Okay. For a certain amount of time due to a clerical error. Like, what are we dealing with here? Okay. Pilots slam ridiculous decision to ground all U.S. flights for the first time since 9/11. 9/11, for God's sakes. After NOTAM, fuck is NOTAM, crashed and overwhelmed the antiquated backup of phoning for updates. Okay, what? There's a whole lot of nonsense that's going on here, but I also notice a couple of other names that are in here. And shout out to Pete Buttigieg. Okay, the guy's the transportation secretary, and legitimately, outside of having a super impressively long paternity leave stand, what has this dude actually accomplished? Okay, he's presided over the supply crisis that is still plaguing ports of Los Angeles. Well, that and homelessness. Has that motherfucker actually done anything correctly in his position? Holy, if you ever think that you're in a tough spot and you might be losing your job, just say that you're gay and you can get away with basically anything. Holy. There's a growing confusion over the FAA's decision to ground all U.S. flights this morning following the failure of a digital safety update system, which many pilots say is not crucial and should never have halted air traffic. Oh, okay, so the people who actually know about the situation is like, actually, this isn't that big of a deal. Why the fuck are we all stuck on the tarmac? The fuck, this is gonna fuck... This fucks up everybody's travel for a couple of days, really, because all of this stuff is dot. It just fucking lines up perfectly. Okay, this doesn't just backlog everybody. This fucks up fueling, this fucks up connecting flights, international flights. Like, this is a big fucking problem all over one stupid fucking outdated system. Jesus. So, according to the FAA, a problem with the NOTAM, Notice to Air Missions system, meant all flights had to land and stay grounded until 9 a.m. It has now since been fixed, but the outage caused catastrophic delays across the country. Yes, seen a bunch of pictures of a bunch of different airports that were just full up with people like, what the fuck, I gotta get to Orlando. I'm flying out to London. Am I gonna be able to get there on time? Oh my God. I could just imagine all the fucking headaches. More than 8,000 flights have been delayed and 1,000 canceled, with more disappointments on the way as airlines and airports scramble to play catch up. Yeah, this is a multifaceted problem, and Pete Buttigieg can just go up there and say, well, I'm gay, and that's fine, and then everybody else stand and clap. The FAA is yet to explain what prompted the outage. Fuck you, we don't care. That's going to be their explanation. Buttigieg said at a press conference that the decision was out of an abundance of caution. If you just want to decipher the governmentese, we don't know what the fuck went wrong. This is a catastrophic fuck up, but we can't tell you guys that, so it's an abundance of caution. Cool. But the FAA is yet to explain why there's no digital backup in place to snap into action once NOTAM crashed. Yeah, wouldn't you think? Okay, because they referenced it before, so I might as well continue to go down this thought process. But 9/11 happened, if you want to believe, and I tend to believe the official statement on this, that all of that stuff was caused because of a lack of communication between the agencies. It seems to make sense. Okay, and if every single plane can get grounded because of a lack of communication, how much progress have we really made in the past 20 fucking years? Very little, very little. So this story, it's already been dealt with, okay? But this is the big story of the day. And oh boy, the White House really wished that that was the only big story of the day because, we talked about this yesterday, and I don't see CNN running with any sort of cover on this because there's some more classified documents that Biden had on the DL. Very interesting. I wonder if, the FBI is just ready, willing, and able to fucking bust down any doors for him. Oopsie daisy. Second batch of Biden classified documents found at another location. Oh, at least with Trump, they were all at one place. And how are you going to make this make sense? The White House faces even more questions after gay black lady refused to say it was Oh, if there was an investigation into other stashes of sensitive files. Yeah, we don't know. Just shut up. We got all the stories. That'll be it. And then she just, I don't know, shakes in fear and then storms off because she's a strong, independent black woman and she don't need to answer none of your questions. Second batch of classified files from Joe Biden's vice presidency. Again, the vice president does not have declassification power. That lies exclusively at the behest of the president as the president. Joe Biden did all of this fucking dirt on the DL while he was vice president. There's a big difference. Have been found at another location, according to a bombshell report on Wednesday night that put the White House under more scrutiny. Yeah, they'll just, shirk off. It's like, hey, did you hear about those planes that got grounded? That sure is weird. The latest discovery comes just days after the first set of sensitive files were found at a D.C. office of his think tank, and as the Biden administration dodged questions on whether they were tracking down any other records. A report by NBC on Wednesday night did not include the location of the contents of the latest documents. Yeah, because they're just trying to drip feed you this information because, let's be honest, we had it down to the fucking document how many things Trump had at Mar-a-Lago. I'd imagine this is probably a pretty substantial stash, so they'll let you know, oh yeah, some top secret documents, some classified documents. A few dozen, 100, I don't know, it really doesn't much matter. Shut up, Biden's the president, fuck off. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre was hounded by reporters. Well, probably just asked questions. It's like, hey, yo, your boss did something that you thought that the former guy in charge was so egregious for committing such a heinous crimes. Oh my God, he was holding on to sacred documents and he can't be doing that. But now we caught you in this pickle where you're kind of looking like a bit of a hypocrite. What do you got to say for yourself? I'm not answering any of those questions. What did she end up doing? Source said, since the first discovery of classified materials in November. Yeah, right. This happened about just under a week before the midterm elections. That's when these documents were found out. And when did we learn about all this stuff? Yesterday. Oh, okay, cool. Again, election interference, anybody? On Wednesday, Karine Jean-Pierre was asked whether Biden had looked into, whether he might possibly have taken other documents to any other offices. No, wouldn't you think that the National Archives would know that? Oh, because they're supposed to know where all this stuff is, right? She refused to provide an answer. Yeah, of course, because she's better than you. I'm not going to speak on this. I'm going to let the process continue. It's an ongoing process. I'm not going to be here. It's more prudent and appropriate for my colleagues at the White House Counsel. Bitch, you're the fucking press secretary. You're supposed to have statements prepared for all of this fucking nonsense. How didn't you know that this was going to come up? It was probably Peter Ducey who actually asked her. That's the only motherfucker who actually does good work out there. And oh my God, I feel bad for that poor goofy bitch who does all the sign language, because how many different lies can you do before you succumb to arthritis? On Monday, it was reported that attorneys from the president had, in November, discovered documents at the office of the Penn Biden Center in Washington, D.C., which he used at the time as vice president. The documents were discovered in a locked closet where lawyers were cleaning out his office to move out. Since the White House admitted Monday that Biden's attorneys had found 10 documents with classified markings at an old office in Washington, D.C. think tank, the president has been peppered with questions about the discovery, and he's like, no, it's just fine. I like Top Gun well enough, man. Oh, it's top secret? I haven't seen that. It sounds like a spy movie. Classified documents that appeared to be from the Obama administration were found on November 2nd, before the midterm elections, though news of the documents didn't come out until months later. Yeah, of course. But have you heard about the latest propaganda? I mean, like, we're working with Mexico and Canada to make everything so much more secure. We just won't tell you how we do that because those are actually locked away in another closet. Senator Lindsey Graham, oh my God, what did he say while grabbing his ankles to Fox News on Wednesday after that Attorney General Merrick Garland? Yo, that's, if anybody's looking for somebody to impeach, probably that motherfucker right there. I'm just saying, you got the bullets on him. Should appoint a special counsel to handle the matter as he did for the Trump investigation. You think that fucking Keebler Elf is going to do any of that shit? Not happening. Garland, if you're listening, if you thought it was necessary, Attorney General, to appoint a special counsel regarding President Trump in lowercase letters, then you need to do the exact same thing regarding President Biden when it comes to handling classified information, the South Carolina Republican said. Senator Josh Hawley reacted to the news by simply tweeting out laughing emojis. Special counsel. My question is with regard to the first batch. What did Merrick Garland know when they were discovered November 3rd? And he declared a special counsel for Trump on November 18th. Oh, I didn't make that connection right there. That's fucking hilarious, all things considered. Mike Waltz connected the dots there. That's very interesting. I wonder if he knew about the second batch of documents and probably third and fourth, because Biden's been in fucking government forever, for Christ's sakes. Obviously, he had some knowledge and yet chose a special counsel. Announced it, in this entire rollout and no mention. What did he know? Oh, I think he knew quite a bit. Waltz also questioned who knew about the documents between November 3rd and November 8th, midterm election day. Timing is incredibly suspicious, Waltz continues. It's going to be one of the world's biggest coincidences, if not politics were involved. Yep, no, just a big old coincidence, man. And I've just lost in communication, the holidays and all that stuff. It can be such a busy time of the year, We'll just go ahead and we'll just try to indict Trump on his mishandling of documents, which I think is horseshit to begin with. But then we'll just turn a blind eye to what Biden is doing because he's our friend and he's been in politics for so long. Shut your fucking mouth. The president said he was surprised to find out classified documents were discovered in a box in a locked cabinet. Yeah, he's surprised when he wakes up every morning. He's surprised when he correctly puts on his pants. Let's not be fucking shocked by what he's surprised by. But said his lawyers did what they should have done. They immediately called the archives. And the archives immediately they were called. Turned them over to the archives. The president said, "Oh, okay, cool. The documents were discovered on November 2nd and handed over to the archives on November 3rd. Was that immediately? It's legitimately right down the road. What are we doing here?" Garland appointed a special counsel to oversee the Trump investigation on November 18th. But what about the second batch of documents? What about those, that are just being held in an undisclosed area, like it's area fucking 51, for Christ's sakes? Maybe that's where they left Joe's fucking brain. Republicans have cried of a double standard. Cried or just pointed it out? It's like, listen, you guys are fucking going to exuberant lengths to prosecute Trump for something that Biden just did. And you guys have been slow rolling the information on this. What the fuck? Former chairman of the House Intel Committee told reporters that any time classified documents are found in a place they don't belong, it's a deep concern. How deep is it? Well, depending on party affiliation and how much he upsets the deep state is how much it's actually going to be looked into. But it's funny, man. I'd imagine we're probably going to have a couple more developments on this stuff in the coming days. Nothing official, no investigation or anything like that. Ultimately, it'll fall to the Republican House if they want to do anything with this, or just wrap it up into their, full-blown Biden investigation whenever they get around to that. But I would imagine next time we hear something, because this should be main page, the front page information. It's like Biden's hiding more documents. Great, we'll just hide that somewhere, page 17 or something like that. Oh yeah, all the flights ended up getting grounded earlier today. Yeah, that was earlier today. We can just go ahead and move on. Hey, did you see the Golden Globes though? Fucking retards. But with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.